Shalom and Salam to the Arab and Jewish people around the world. Once upon a time, our ancestor Abraham had two sons, Isaac and Ishmael. As time went on, he had 6 other children who are considered the descendants of the world. But to focus on these 2 children, Isaac and Ishmael. Ishmael being the descendant of the Arab people and Isaac being the descendant of the Jewish people. In Judaism, we believe that Isaac was given the heritage and legacy to take on the land of Israel. In Arabic language and tradition, Ishmael was the descendant that should take on it all. This conflict has been around since then, and it is around today. There's always been conflict between the Jewish people and Arab people. We are cousins, and we debate and argue and fight and kill over this discussion. The Jewish people across the Arab world throughout the centuries have, for the most part, lived in peace compared to their history in the Christian world of Europe. But there has been many times where the Arabs were very brutal against the Jewish people, especially in the Palestinian areas and in Yemen, off and on, and in Morocco. Nonetheless, there were times where the Jewish people lived in quite good peace with the Arabs. The Arab people are not bad people. They are our cousins. Many of their traditions and laws are very similar to the Jewish people. It should be remembered that Muhammad, the prophet, at first wanted Islam to be very similar to Judaism, with Jerusalem being the capital of Islam, kashrut being halal, and other things like Friday being the day of rest. But when Muhammad went to the Jewish people and said, become a Muslim, the Jewish people rejected that and said, no, we are Jewish. Muhammad went to war and killed the Jewish tribes of Saudi Arabia, and therefore there was a split, and Jerusalem became no longer Jerusalem but Mecca. And Saturday became Friday for the Muslims. Kashrut became halal, which is a reduction of kashrut. Nonetheless, the Jewish people and the Arab people are cousins. We are family. We are one in the same. We come from Abraham. And we identify ourselves. In New York, I say shalom, salam to Arab people on the street. They say salam alaikum, shalom to me, and that we are cousins. We fight in Israel, we fight in Palestine, but here in New York we are at peace. And that is an understanding across New York for Jews and Muslims. The fact of the matter is that Jews and Muslims can be at peace across the world, including Israel. But Israel must understand that there has to be a solution. And until there's a solution, there's going to be this conflict. Many Muslims feel that Israel is not religious, and therefore because they're not religious, they don't deserve this land. So a lot of them respect more religious people, even though the religious people are more fundamental against the Arabs. Arabs feel more like the religious deserve it more than the secular do. And I think that, with King David from ancient times, he fought his enemies. He pushed them back, he fought them hard, and they were too afraid to fight him, and they became very respectful to him because of that. And King Shlomo Melech, King Solomon, had a lot of peace during his time, and had the time to learn and be very wise because of his father's fighting against the enemies of Israel. And here too, it's the same thing. If we push the Arabs back, if we push them and say, get out of the West Bank and get out of Gaza and push them out, they become more respectful because they say, the Jews are serious. They're really they're willing to put their foot down and put us into harm's way. And there is a respect in that. It's kind of like, if you got a guy in the park that wants to beat you up, you say, oh, come on, I don't want to hurt you, just back off. He's going to come more aggressive to you. But if you knock him out, if you hit him hard, you don't have to knock him out, but you hit him hard, he respects you because you tried, because you took your foot and you put it down. Same thing here. The Arabs need that foot in the face. They need you not to bomb them, a lot of it is, when we bomb them and we go in there and knock down their houses, that's terrorism in a way. I love Israel, and I'm a Zionist and right-winger in every way, but I can't deny that we are a terrorist kind of nation when it comes to Palestinians, because we bomb them and we blow up their houses and everything, and it's not a solution. It's just a temporary thing. But if we remove them, if we push them out, we put our foot down, we say, we're not going to tolerate this, you need to leave, they will respect us even more, and they will have more fear towards us. And that fear and that understanding brings peace. Peace through fear, and it's not a fear of blowing up a house, bombing somebody. It's a fear where you're on your fence, I'm on my fence, and don't mess with me. And there is that. It's like Jordan. Jordan and Israel have a pretty decent peace. The Jordanians hate the Jews, but there's a pretty quietness between the borders, because Jordan knows that if they ever attack Israel, if they ever go to war with Israel, they will lose. And there's that understanding of peace. And even Syria has the same understanding. And Egypt, we see that has that same understanding. And we need to do that with the Palestinians. The Palestinians know that they can hit us, and we only terrorize them in that sense. If we push them out, if we just get them out of there into Egypt and Jordan, there will be that understanding where you're over there, don't mess with us. That's what King David did, and that's what we need to do. Not because we hate the Palestinians, not because we want to kill them, but because they are our family, we're willing to live with them, but we know and we understand the way they think. And by doing what they think, we can bring peace. Peace in Israel can be achieved, but it has to be done in realistic ways. The West does not have the solution, because the West does not deal with the reality of Palestine and Israel. We need to do and deal with this issue in the reality of the Middle East. You don't like it? Well, then you're living in a dream world. I live in reality, and I wish that everyone around the world will do the same. Amen and Mashiach now.